I'm currently producing a new training DVD titled Training the Jumps with Michael Ellis. This DVD will cover the hurdle, the long jump, and the palisade. Some people call the palisade the wall. An integral part of Michael's training program for the jumps is the use of touchpads. The initial stages of training involve teaching a dog the pattern of going through the hurdle when the bar is either on the ground or very low. The dog is trained to go from one touchpad to the other. In advanced training, the touchpads are removed. In this short video, Michael is teaching students at his school for dog trainers in California the touchpads. We have to assume that viewers know and understand the concept of marker training, and their dogs are familiar with this work. If you don't, you will have to get one of our earlier training DVDs that we've done on Michael's system of dog training. The Jump DVD should be out in early December 2010. The training segments that you're about to watch came directly out of the new DVD on the jumps. Now, touchpads are such an integral part of Michael's method in teaching the jumps that we felt we had to include the foundation of touchpad training in this jump DVD.
And we simply lure the dog onto the touchpad. Hey, bud. Hey. Yes, good boy. Come here. Yes. Right. And all I do is when his front feet go on, I lure him up there. When his front foot hits the top of it, I say yes, and I open my hand and give it to him, right? So it's just, yes, right, like that. And once, go ahead, do you want to try? And once I have the dog going onto the pad with my gesture, I put the word in front of it, touch, lure, reward. Yes, his feet are on it, good. Feed him there a little bit, perfect. Lure him off it, back around and onto it. Yes, perfect, right? Very good. And we use an elevated touchpad. You can see in the beginning, we start with something elevated because I'm luring the dog and the dog's following the lure. And if it's elevated, they can feel when they're on it with their feet. If I start with a flat touchpad, eventually we're going to go to something flat on the ground. But if I start with a carpet square or something flat on the ground, them standing next to it or on it feels the same to them. But this, they know when they're up on it. As soon as they hit it, they go, oh, my feet are up on something. So it helps highlight the physical part of it. And then once we get back from it, and I can send them a distance to it, and they'll put their feet on it on their own, that means they're looking at it, going to it, and hitting it with their front feet. Then I can put my flat pad on top of it. They work on the flat pad, then I just take the elevated one away and put the flat pad on the ground. Right? So you just get him to do it. You do it 20 or 30 times until every time you're going like this, he's hopping on there. Then you say touch, lure him on, reward him. Touch, lure him on, reward him. Touch, lure him on, reward him. And then what you'll do is you'll say touch, you'll take a step towards it, and you'll stop and see if he goes the rest of the way on his own. Right? So you start the gesture, but you don't go the whole way with the gesture. It's exactly like we were talking about in the down and things. You start to abbreviate your gesture. So what started out as this now becomes this, and then eventually I just say touch and lean that direction, he goes, and then I say touch and don't do anything, and he goes on his own with no physical movement. And he's doing it on the command. Yes. Right? As soon as that foot touches, say yes and feed, right? So you're to the side of it, that's why she's not going onto it, right? So one of the things you want to do is, you don't need a big, long gesture for this stuff. What you're going to do is you're going to take the food, the dog's right here wanting the food, and I just go straight onto that. Yes. Just like that, in a straight line. So basically, that's like a target, and I go right through the middle of it. So when the dog follows this around, I'll just bring the dog really short and right, yes. Then I mark it right before she goes on. And if I'm about the height of the dog's shoulder, straight in front of her, and I go through the middle of that target, and I stop my hand on about the far side of the target, her front feet will be right on it. Too far and too fast. Slow it down, right? So again, same thing, going to kind of go just like this. Nice and slow. Yes. And at first, again, we make all of our gestures nice and slow, right? If I do too fast in the beginning, the dog can't keep up, or I lose control of the thing, right? And our goal here is to be able to manipulate the dog into the position. So slow it all down. Yes. Perfect. And then yes and spin off. Good. Excellent. And loop back around and do that again. Yes. Perfect. Yes, good. And if you went a little further, the dog would put both feet on. So just a touch further and both feet. There you go. Nice. Perfect. Excellent. I'll give you a little. Okay, so now let's try the sits. So what you're going to do is just take a piece of food, dog following the piece of food, and then kind of lift it up. Yes, just like that, right? So later on, that's going to be a big problem. So I bring her over here, and I want to do something. I want her to follow that one piece. Hey, baby, where are you? Yes, there you go. She's on there, and I break contact. Oops, I'm throwing them everywhere, right? Come here. So what you'll do is when you lure her around, hey, babes, hey. You'll lure her around when she goes, yes. Then I break contact and immediately give her another piece, right? So when she steps back on it, hey, baby, hey. Yes. And I break contact, give her another one. Break contact, give her another one. Break contact, give her another one. Yes. Right? And by doing that, she tends to sit there, she gulps it, and then she looks at you going, and now she's not mugging my hands. She follows my hands so that I can make behavior, but she's not kind of constantly on. Now, good. So you're too low. Right, there you go. Shoulder height. Perfect. A little too low, right? So again, you're far away, so you're reaching way out. So bring her here. So you've got her right here ready. And then you're going to go straight through the middle and onto it like that, right? Good girl. Hey, babe. So you're just going to go like it's a target. If you're looking at it from above, you're going to go right through the middle of it and stop on the far side. If I get too far away, I'm pulling her off to the side like that, so she's arcing away. So, and a little low, right? Which means it'd be about the height of your dog's shoulders. So however high your dog's back is when they're standing up, that's about how high your hand should be when you're luring this. If I go down too much, then the dog is crouching into a down. And if I'm up too high, they'll tend to overshoot it. Yes, there we go. Perfect. And again, you're feeding her and then saying yes, right? So make sure that if you call her here, say yes and then give her the food. Hey. Yay, good girl. Overshot, right?
The video that you just watched is part of the new training video that I'm doing with Michael Ellis, titled Training the Jumps with Michael Ellis. This video should be released in late November 2010. We're currently taking pre-orders on the video. If you're a dog trainer that would like to take your training to a different, higher level, I would recommend going out to Michael's school in California.